Hello and welcome to our tutorial on JavaScript ES6. In this video, we'll be covering some of the new features and improvements that were introduced in the ES6 version of JavaScript. Today, we'll be looking at the basic ES6 features like arrow functions, template literals, and destructuring. So, let's get started. First, one of the most important changes in ES6 is the introduction of arrow functions. These are a shorthand way of writing anonymous functions. And they're perfect for use cases where you need a function for one-time use. Here's an example of a traditional function. And the same thing using an arrow function. As you can see, the ES6 arrow function is a more concise and shorter way of writing the function. It omits the function keyword and uses the equals greater than symbol to indicate that it is an arrow function. It also automatically returns the value of the expression following the equals greater than symbol. So there is no need to include the return keyword. It's much shorter and easier to read. And because it's an anonymous function, it doesn't need a name. Secondly, another great feature in ES6 is template literals. These allow you to embed expressions directly into strings, making it easy to create dynamic content. Here's an example of traditional string concatenation. And the same thing using template literals. As you can see, it's much cleaner and more readable. And it's also easier to use with variables. Third and finally, let's take a look at destructuring. This feature allows you to extract values from arrays and objects and assign them to variables. Here's an example of traditional object destructuring. And the same thing using destructuring. As you can see, it's much shorter and easier to read. And it also works with arrays. In both examples, the variable myArray is an array of strings. The traditional JavaScript destructuring uses array indexing to assign the first element of the array to the variable firstFruit, the second element to secondFruit, and so on. In contrast, the ES6 destructuring uses an array pattern on the left-hand side of the assignment to directly destructure the elements of the array and assign them to the corresponding variables. First fruit, second fruit, and third fruit.